Hi everybody, today we're in the kitchen, finally, and you can hear there's no background noise, you can't hear the store in the background. I've got two awesome guests with me today. I've got Nikki from Reinvent Health, and I've got Dylan from Ethical Eats. And Dylan is a chef of note, and he's also featured on, or he's starred in Chopped, South Africa.
Today we're going to be making an amazing vegan Thai green curry, so that's going to be happening as we go along.
And the health elements are huge. I mean,
yes,
that's a massive part, and that's where you come in.
And we want to talk about eating rainbows. So this is a really good way to get all the colors in and all the flavors in. And also, when you eat junk foods, you don't get satisfied. And when you incorporate lots of color and flavor and texture, and we're going to talk about the medicinal benefits and the health benefits of all these ingredients, you feel full and satisfied much quicker because there's so much more entertaining your brain. So you've got lots of flavors and lots of textures. When you do start experimenting with different cooking styles, like an Asian style, this is more of a stir fry but a broth as well. So you're going to put a soup and noodles in there. It just makes it a lot more digestible for people who can't assimilate or can't even break down the hard cell, especially broccoli. It's really hard for somebody who has IBS or doesn't have a gallbladder. So when you cook it like this, it's much easier to absorb, much easier to break down.
Definitely.
Plus we tick the gluten-free box,
Definitely.
which is really good, and the vegan box, and the nutrient-dense box, which is the most exciting thing. All these ingredients are obviously from Jackson's, and we try our hardest to make almost everything organic or pesticide-free, one of the two, or both, ideally. All right, guys, over to you. I'm excited.
Cool. So being a chef, I like to just add a bit of elements into the dish. I've got some shimenji mushrooms here. I'm just going to saute for right at the end, just to add some aesthetics and some presentation on the dish afterwards. So I've just got like about half a cup of shimenji mushrooms and a little bit of toasted sesame seed oil that I'm just going to put into the wok. Obviously you don't want to have a raw onion in your dish. So yeah, just saute your onions, they'll get nice and sweet, and
It also makes them more digestible.
definitely, yeah.
And people don't think that onions are good for your immune system, but they are. Onions and garlic, some of the most antisocial vegetables on the planet, but they're really good for you.
So the most important part in any Thai curry is obviously your Thai paste, your curry paste that you're going to make. I make all my paste from scratch. You've got more balance when you're tasting the product as opposed to a store-bought product. Also, you don't find vegan curry paste, so they got fish sauce in there, unfortunately. I don't use fish sauce, I use miso to add that umami and saltiness in. So that's something that I'm going to be doing. About 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, thumb size piece of ginger, 2 Thai chilies, and then the lemongrass. About 2 sticks of lemongrass. I love using the lime zest. It's just you get a lot more flavor out of that than just the juice. So that's from 3 limes, which I cut. Lime zest. We got some lime juice, just 3 limes. So I'm going to add like about a bunch of coriander, about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, just a drizzle of sesame seed oil, tablespoon of miso paste. It's a fermented soybean, as opposed to the fish sauce, which you would do in a traditional Thai curry. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of water in there just to thin it out, and then then we're going to blitz that all up. Cool, so now the onions have been frying for a while. They've got like an opaque color, a little bit of color on there. We're just going to add the mushrooms in to break the shitten down in there, which is important. So obviously you can get all the benefits from the mushrooms.
Okay, next.
Cool, so we're going to add our paste in there. Mushrooms are fried off a bit, and onions as well. They've got some nice color. The paste has just been blitzed into like a nice puree. You could actually do your paste beforehand and put it into an ice tray and freeze it.
Yes, that's a
and
great
then as
idea.
you're cooking, you just take a block of your paste, and you use that then for your dish. So cool. So now we're just going to add the coconut cream into that and make our curry. Yeah. If your sauce gets too thick, you can just add a little bit of water just to bring it down. So once the sauce has got a nice rolling boil, we're going to start adding the carrots. You can just add like your chopped carrots. I'm going to add the broccoli into that, and that's going to just cook for a little bit, just to, like Gary mentioned earlier, it's all about texture. You don't want to overcook your veggies. You want to make sure that they got a good crunch on them when you're eating them.
sweet and there's crunchy, and you're gonna add lychees.
So yeah, I like to add lychees and fruit in my food. It's something I've always done. Okay, I'm gonna add peppers in and lychees. We're using a rice noodle in our dish. It literally takes like 2 to 3 minutes to cook. It's a very quick meal. Once that's cooked, we're gonna just add that into our broth, and then then we're good to go. So now everything's cooked. The noodles are done. I'm just gonna add them into the broth just to kind of absorb. So you just don't have the raw noodle. You're getting a lot of that flavor from the broth into your dish. I don't mix them in. I just want them on the side just to absorb all the liquid. Just move it around a bit. Perfect. Yeah. So now we're gonna plate up our meal. So that's probably my favorite part.